All right, shalom, shalom. It's the brother Unity Ghost. I don't even be telling people I'm about to go online. So I don't tell nobody or whatever. I have a sister here who is a Muslim. We're gonna be discussing the Quran. Just discussing a couple things in the Quran and just how she feels about it. I'm just going to show her these different passages, and that's just how it's going to go. All right, so I'm just going to go down the list in my Quran section of my book. Um, and right now I'm going to start off with she feels um about Christ in the Quran, and I'm going to read a couple things. I want to read a couple things. So in chapter 21, and I am being rude. Would you like to say anything? No. No? Okay. Do you have I know you don't have to use a regular name. You don't have to use a regular name on here. But do you have like a Muslim name or that you have adopted? Maybe they're still looking for one for you. Okay, so we got Surah 21, Ayat 23. I mean, yeah, Ayat 26, where it says, "And they say the Beneficent has taken to himself a son. Glory be to him. No, nay, they are honored servants." This right here is just one example of the Quran letting it be known that the God, Allah, Allah, He doesn't have a son. But according to the Christianity, He does have a son. So do they stress that issue, or do they say anything about Him not having a son, and like how Christ is not His son? Do they ever talk about that?
No, normally we read on our own.
No, you read it on your own.
Yeah.
I definitely gotta check it out because I wanna see, you know what I mean? Like they don't be going you gotta go in the Quran to have some we said okay, okay. Um have another one in Surah 6 and 111. To him is due the primal origin of heaven and earth. How can he have a son when he have no consort? He created all things. He had full knowledge of all things. So do you believe Christ is the Son of God? Why you rather not say? This is the time. Damn. No.
Oh, I mean, not,
No.
I mean, everybody had their own beliefs, and you know. Oh, I mean, everybody has their own beliefs, and
Uh-huh.
you know. So,
I know,
whatever.
but as a Muslim, that's what I'm asking. Like, okay, I'm just saying, okay, maybe because they don't talk about it or whatever. But that is one of the differences. I'm not a Christian to be, going back and forth with that. So I ain't gonna argue if he was a son or not. All I'm saying is, it's saying he doesn't have a son. So were you a Christian before you?
Well,
You was
Catholic actually.
Catholic. Oh
Yeah.
snaps! I was like, but okay. So they talked about him being the son of God, but you never heard the concept of him not being the son of God. Okay, okay, all right. Well, that's what the Islam instructs. It said further. This is chapter 18 and 4 and 5. It said further that he may warn those who say Allah has begotten a son. No knowledge have they of such a thing, nor had their fathers. It is a grievous thing that issues from their mouth, as saying what they say is nothing but falsehood. So right here, it's telling the Christians, man, that's a grievous thing saying that God has a son. That's a grievous thing. So I just want to know how you felt about that because it's kind of like, that's what every Christian's saying. Which, of course, I don't think it's the Son is Christ of the New Testament. I don't think that's his son, but I do think the Almighty does say, yeah. Well, that's in the context of having one son. So, but it's all this is talking about is Christ, the Son of the of Allh. Okay. Now, I like this, and I'm gonna go back to something or this right here. But right here it says in Surah 112, 1 through 3, it talks about that he is Allah, the one and the only. Allah most of the time. Okay. God, the eternal absolute. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten. So he don't have a begotten. He don't begetteth not. I mean, he don't begot nobody. So he ain't got no begotten son. And it'll be let it known that he don't have a begotten son in the Quran. But it said he is the one and the only. So he lets it be known in this instance that he is one. And that's one thing. You heard that concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna show you something later about that concept. Now I'm gonna continue. Now this is just some other stuff right here. It's kind of crazy. Right here in the Quran, it has a story about Abraham and how Abraham destroyed his father's idols, the things that his father worshipped, and his father got pissed off. But one thing about that story is it's not in the scriptures, but it is in the Quran. It's also in the book of Jasher, and it's also in the book of Jubilees. The book of Jasher, he came and broke his idols with a hammer, but in the book of Jubilees, he burnt off all his idols. But see, and the thing about it, the Quran agrees with the book of Jasher. In Surah 21, from 51 to 58, it says, I'm going to read starting at 55. He said, nay, your Lord is the Lord of heaven and of earth, who created them from nothing. I am a witness to this. And by Allah, I have planned for your idols. After ye go away and turn your backs. So he broke them in pieces, all but the biggest one of them, that they might turn and address themselves of it. So I just wanted to note that the same story that's in the book of Jasher and Jubilees that's not in the scriptures is in the Quran. But that's just a side note, because I actually never brought that out before. I never spoke on that. But to continue, I want to talk about this whole concept of God being one God. Okay, because it says right here in the Quran, and I can turn to whatever you see. This book is tatted. You see what I'm talking about, being this, and you see my notes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I told you I'd be reading it. That's why I like to discuss it. Okay, it said God is one God. So 22 and 34. Said two. I'm just gonna read word for it. To every people did we appoint rites of sacrifice that they might celebrate the name of God over the sustenance he gave them from the animals, fit for food. One God. Submit then to your wills to him, and give thou the good news to those who humble themselves. So it says he's one God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to read some certain things to you. Right here in chapter 17, I read it and it says, behold, we said to the angels, bow down to Adam. They bowed down except Iblis. He said, shall I bow down to one whom thou created from clay? It says right here in chapter 17, 30 and 95, say, if they were settled on earth, angels walking about in peace and quiet, we should certainly have sent them down from the heavens in an angel for a messenger. Now, the reason I bring up we is because in the scriptures, it's in the Bible it says, "Let us make man in our image after our likeness." So when it talks about us, it's talking about the Almighty and His angels together. But in this instance, we is talking to the angels, and we being God is talking to the angels. So that's just one thing. And I got an explanation for who is the we, because if the we is not the angels, then who is the we? My explanation from Muslim, he told me that the we is called a royal we. So that's just like if you're talking to a king, you just say we. He may say we, showing his power. He's not just one. But I don't really get the whole concept. What do you think about that? You understand where I'm coming from?
Kind of, sort of, but no. I mean, like I said, I mean, I still have to.
But you understand. But you
Yeah.
understand how I say God is one God, but then it says it has a we. Okay. Now, did you know about the gardens that you are uh promised? Right? You heard about that?
Yeah, I mean, you go to heaven,
Heaven.
you promise. No, I mean, I'm just going by, you know,
Okay. Well, it says in the Quran, surely God will cause the ones who have believed and done deeds of righteousness to enter gardens from beneath, which rivers run. Certainly, God performs whatever He wills. So you heard about the gardens? Then it says, but see, heaven is different than the garden, and I'm gonna show you that. Heaven is, uh, the God will admit those who believe and work righteous deeds. To gardens beneath which rivers flow, they shall be ordained therein with bracelets of gold and pearls, and their garments there will be of silk. But then right here it says in chapter 7, surely those who reject our communication and turn away from them haughtily, the doors of heaven shall not be open for them, nor shall they enter the garden till a camel pass through the eye of a needle. Thus will we reward the guilty. So right here, to the garden, or you can go into heaven. I'm thinking the Quran has two places to go for righteous people, for heaven and the garden. So that's what I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just gonna show you a bunch of concepts, a bunch of stuff I've seen in there. Did you hear about the gardens though? You just heard about heaven.
mhm.
Do they talk about heaven when you go to them?
No.
Well, because you haven't done too much talking, I was hoping you can tell me how you feel. Tell me about June. Tell not only me, but whoever wants to check out my. What about June? Can you tell me when is it, and what do you like about it? For some people that wanna maybe know.
I mean, it's on Friday. On-
All right, so what's up?
um, Juma is on Friday, and we go and we pray, and then we talk about, well, actually, everybody pray on their own, and then, we talk about different other things and what's going on out here in the world, basically.
We talk about the world. So wait, um, when you there at Juma, it's what day is it on?
Friday,
Friday?
yeah,
At what time?
1:30,
1:30.
yeah.
So man, so you telling me, see, I got a job, you know what I'm saying? I got a job. I get off at maybe I might get off at 3.
It's actually, um, it's really against, if you are a Muslim,
Uh-huh.
it's against the law that your job cannot let you just to go to work.
Okay, okay. I'm trying to think, if for instance, if I was a teacher, which I don't know because I don't want to blame my business, but if I was, damn, that'd be like every day. Every
Friday.
Friday. I mean, I would have to get off early, like y'all 10th, 9th and 10th periods. You don't have to take you, but it's not take off. It don't make you take off.
No, you're not taking off. You're just, you're gonna pray. You're gonna make a lot. And you're
Okay.
going to listen to, you know, the Imam speak on certain different things.
Okay. Okay. Do you remember something your imam was talking about? I everybody did it. Everybody did it. I'm just saying, any little thing that may have been interesting.
um, I mean, everything is normally. Oh,
Uh-huh. What?
normally, normally I just go in there and make a lot, and then I come back out, sit in,
Okay. No.
refresh.
So see, when I think about, yeah, you see, I'm projecting. When I think about, when I think about Islam, and I think about going in one of the places, I'm thinking about the whole. You gotta take your shoes off when you walk in. You do?
Yes, you do.
Oh snap! You better not have no stank shoes. No stank feet. If you some stank
Right.
feet, motherfuckers in there.
You know what? I don't know. I really never paid attention.
Oh,
But I
okay.
what I have noticed though
Uh
that
huh.
the men come from the opposite side. But normally what you do is before you step into the before you step in, you have to make wudu.
What's voodoo? You gotta, you know, I'm ignorant. I'm trying to get to know. Before you step in,
You have to make
I
wudu.
mean, you gotta clean
Wudu,
your.
you have to clean yourself. Hands, feet, hair, face, arms.
Ooh, I got a surah about that.
Yeah.
I got a surah about
So,
that. I want to read. Oh man, and I don't even
mm,
want to stop ask. Okay, so I don't even want to stop asking you questions, but I gotta remember that you gotta make
you
what you
have to
call it, voodoo.
make wudu.
Voodoo, and that same thing
It's
is in
WUDU wudu.
that same thing is in Surah 5, and I'm gonna go there. It's in chapter 5 where it tell you that. But so y'all don't is this y'all sit in chairs?
People that cannot sit on the floor, they do sit in chairs. It's really only like a row and a half, and a row and a half for the men. Men sit in the front, women sit in the back,
Okay.
and then the rest of the like the younger people, they sit on the floor. Well, sorry, the prayer rug because basically the rug itself is like different. They're not different. It's like squares. It looks like an actual prayer rug.
Okay, and they all sit on the. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. That's what's up. I mean, I guess they just sit Indian style while why he be talking.
Yeah.
So is
Yeah.
there a certain way that they do they announce them? Because I would just I gotta check it out one time. Do they before the imam walk in? They say, well, you know how they people introduce people. You know, we got the teacher coming. You know, and he's been teaching for the last 10 years, and this imam. You know,
um. Normally, when the imam do come in, that's when, like I said, me personally, I'll go in there, I'll make salat, and then I just leave back out. But normally, when the imam come in, everybody get up, and and that's when they start the prayer.
okay,
Everybody, um,
okay. Well, okay. Let me go. In fact, I want to go because you were talking about voodoo, and that's uh, and I gotta find it. I think it's yep right here. Now, I know. I'm gonna read it. O you who believe. This is chapter 5, verse 6. O you who believe. When you rise up for prayer, wash your faces and your hands up to the elbows,
mhm,
and wipe your heads
mhm,
up to the ankles, And if you are under an obligation, then wash yourself. And if you are sick or on a journey, or one of you comes on a privy, or you have contact with women and you cannot find water, be,
Mm, right.
betake yourself pure earth and wipe your faces and your hands
Mhm.
wherewith. The deity, the God desires not to place a burden on you that He may complete His favor on you, so that you may give thanks. Now you just said dirt.
Mhm.
Now I find water, which they can find water.
It all depends where you're located at.
Go to the desert somewhere.
Maybe you look right there. Or find one.
Now, how do you feel about people that may be like, "What? I ain't put no motherfucking
Well,
dirt
actually,
on
well,
me."
you know what? Honestly, I had an experience with that. Me and my own,
Uh huh.
we was at the beach,
Uh huh.
and my own and her grandson. We was all at the, you know what I'm saying, the beach or whatever, and we performed a lot right there in front of the water. So with that being said, we mainly took we took, the dirt. They took the dirt. I took the water. Cleanse myself, and then that's what we performed.
So wait.
Right
So wait. So wait. So you gonna say they took the dirt? I mean, don't try to make it. Don't try to be like that.
well,
Hold
no,
on.
I'm not being like
I mean, we're. All I'm saying, we up in Cleveland. Don't tell me it was on Euclid Beach. Oh shit,
Edgewater.
Edgewater. Oh snap! All types of shit up in that motherfucker. Yeah, you ain't wiping no goodness on that. I can see like in the desert somewhere.
Well,
I can see like in the what? I'm just saying. Okay, look, I don't even want to be controversial. I'm gonna leave it alone. But I see you took the water though. Like you wasn't on that. All right. Yeah,
I mean, I guess it probably wasn't even so better.
yeah, man. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, you probably somebody. But I was also. I like I said, I talk to Muslims ever so often about stuff like this, and he told me that the saying that if you can't find water, they say it say they don't want to say dirt, they say sand,
Yeah, yeah.
and then they say it exfoliates the skin.
Mhm.
So when you put it on the skin, it meaning they take dead skin and
Mhm.
whatever. So that was how he explained it to me. But like I said, you always gonna have that one person like, hey, niggas ain't wiping dirt, ain't shit. You know.
I know. Another thing is when a woman is on her menstrual, and
She cannot what?
she can't make the lot.
She can't make salat. Okay, well, I mean, it's kind of the same thing at the house. At the house of Israel when they're in the menstrual. They can make other people unclean, so they don't. They can pray or whatever the
Yeah, they
case
can
is.
play, but we can't. That's, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand that though. I understand that. That's not okay. Let me see. Now we got now according to the Quran. I'm just gonna throw this out here real quick. According to Surah 18 and 51, it says that the angels did not witness the creation story. This is just, but even though in the Job chapter 38 and 7, the angels did witness the creation story, but in Surah 18 and 51, it says, "I did not make them witness of the creation of the heavens and earth, nor of the creation of their own souls, nor could I take those who led others astray for aiders." I mean, that's just it's we're talking about the angels.
Mhm.
We can because like I said, because in verse 18 verse 50 it says, behold, we said to the angels, bow down to Adam. So that's verse 50. Verse 51 says that he I did not make them witness the creation, even though Job said that they were there during the creation. Job chapter 38 and 7, but that's a small thing. People can argue that all day. I just want to throw that out there. Let me see. Heaven is different than paradise, are the gardens. um, the gardens of paradise. Oh, but it also talks about the fire of hell. Did you know that? It talks about hell in the Quran. It says right here in chapter 9 and 81, those who are left behind rejoice in their inaction behind the back of the messenger of God. They hated to strive and fight with their God and their persons. in the cause of God. They said, "Go not forth," and he say, the fire of hell is fiercer than heat. If only they could understand. So it just talks about the fire of hell. So that's that hell heaven concept, just like the Christian have the hell heaven concept. In the Quran, it has the same concept. We'll move on. So um uh this is kind of, let me see. That's kind of petty. It'll be one place where it said day was 1,000 years, and then one place it say it was 22,000 years. That's real. That's petty. Somebody, I don't nobody trying to argue over numbers, so I'm gonna leave that. They're like, oh yeah, well it said this here and this here. I don't know. Okay, let me see. Now, now this this is a good topic right here. Adultery and the punishment for adultery in the Quran. Now, in the Quran, it says that let no man guilty of adultery or fornication marry, and but a woman similarly guilty or unbeliever, nor let any but such a man or unbeliever marry such a woman. To believers, such thing is forbidden. So right here it said, let no. So if a man committed adultery,
What on one of his
he can only marry a woman that also committed adultery. That's what it say. Look, let no man guilty of adultery or fornication marry. And let me read it. Let me read it in the actual Quran. Let me open up this book to read exactly what it says. 24:3. It says the adulterer cannot have sexual relations with any but an adulteress or an idolatress, and the adulteress none can have sexual relationship with her but an adulterer or an idolater. It is forbidden to believers. So that means if you commit adultery, then you can just you can't mess with nobody that ain't on no adultery stuff. You got any thoughts on that?
No, I'm gonna leave that what I said too.
But like I said, but how the Torah differs is it says you got to put adulterer to death. You straight up put them to death. So they have some mercy in the Quran, but it's kind of strange because it's like, how you gonna know somebody committed adultery? That's one of the Ten Commandments. I mean, if some people actually got put to death right nowadays, it wouldn't be so much adultery going on around it, but a lot less. But whatever. We so-called whatever liberal or free around this wicked country. But yeah, it just say commit adultery. Leviticus 20:10 is adultery with another man's wife. Even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and adulteress shall be put to death. So, but check this out though. Check out this. You're gonna be surprised. Chapter 2 and 230. It says, so if he divorces her, she shall not be lawful to him afterwards until she marries another husband. Divorces her. There is no blame on them both if they return to each other by marriage, if they think that they can keep within the limits of the deed. So it says if you get a divorce, you got to get with another man first before because you can't go right back with your husband. So what's up? What you think about that? You get a divorce, like you got to go. Sorry, we ain't working out. Bye. And then it's like we trying to get back together, baby. We trying to get back together. What we do? Well, you got fuck with my boy real quick, and then you can come back.
Wow, that sounds like
I don't know. But see, but then Yeah, but you gotta marry that dude, and then if he divorces you, because he might not, he might be like, hell no, I ain't divorcing nigga. You too bad.
Mm.
Unless you make his life hell, he just wants to. I don't know. But in Deuteronomy 24, it talks about how if you do divorce your husband, the only way you can get back with him is if you don't mess with somebody else. So it's actually the opposite. Which I'm just showing you that
Mhm.
it's the opposite. Oh, here go your favorite. I'm just playing, ain't your favorite. It ain't your favorite. But right here it says, you remember this one?
Yeah, that
Men are
conversation.
men are protectors and maintainers women because of what God has given them more strength than the other, and because they support them by their means. Therefore, the righteous women are devoutly obedient and guard in absence which the deity had gave them guard. As those women whose part you fear disloyalty and the ill conduct, admonish them first. Next, see all these things in parentheses are added. So whenever you see something in parentheses, it's added. Refuse to share their bed. That's his name. And last, beat them lightly. It's gonna put parentheses lightly because. But how do in fact, I'm gonna ask you the question. How can I beat you lightly? Is there a way I can beat you lightly? How you beat a woman lightly anyway?
There's no way of beating somebody like. I guess if you slap them, I don't know, but that's not even light. Like,
yeah. So but if they return in obedience, seek not against them means of annoyance, for God is most high, great above all. So let me.
I mean,
Oh, so what you think about that one? Like,
you are supposed to be obedient and submissive, and you are supposed to do what your husband say. You
okay,
know what I'm
okay, that's what's up then. So, that's what's up. So, give me a Muslim, I can snatch you up then, huh? I'm snatch that ass up. Shit, that's what's up. Not a slam. Look, you like
saying?
what? What?
Honestly, I'm not even trying to be funny, but even now, even if I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, Muslim, I would still be obedient and submissive
I mean,
to
that's
my husband.
that's
I still
automatic,
would.
but we're not talking about like because that's what I mean automatically. A woman to her man. That's kind of like kind of like built into nature of a woman when they with a man.
Not necessarily.
But I'm just talking about the instructions that was given for a man. Like, okay, first, admonish him. Then second, don't share your bed with him. I don't know if I gotta get on the couch or the woman gotta get on the couch. I don't know. But you can't share the bed. Then third, three gonna come real quick. And then third, all right, but so that is what it is. A lot of people talk about the whole beating thing. I mean, but it is, you know, you gotta think about like how come Muslims are in jail for domestic violence? What? Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing because they in jail for domestic violence.
I
It's
mean,
just that's where a lot of Muslims, you know,
a lot of Muslims what?
congregate at, and they end up, they go to jail, and then that's when they become Muslim. At like honestly, it's not even so much of in jail for domestic
Oh, okay. I actually
violence.
know somebody's baby daddy who used to beat their ass, and he
um,
was a Muslim. I'm like, but I don't think he even did it for that. I mean, sometimes if people just do it, they don't do it. Like, I don't think Muslims be like, okay, hold on, this woman. Okay, good. Okay, so next shit, don't share your bed to she. No, I'm skipping that shit. I'm whooping that ass. I got a divine revelation to whoop your ass. The book opened up and it was right there. Whoop that ass. No, I'm talking shit. Let me keep it going. Let me keep it going. Let me keep it going. But he go to Islamic dietary law. Remember I asked you a question. You said, well, that's not a dumb question about the shrimp and lobster.
okay.
Because I have my brother, my big brother, he's Muslim.
Hmm.
So
Oh, so now everything comes out. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
what?
You listening? Go ahead.
Yeah, my big brother, he was on here with me one time, Julian. He was on this with me one time. But yeah, he's Muslim, and I be telling him like the only thing it take you not to eat is the pig, but it is other stuff. I mean, like of course, me being a Hebrew, I can't deal with shrimp and lobster things of that nature. But it tells you, let me see, it's a lot right here. I'm gonna read Surah 2 and 172, where it talks about the dietary law. O you who have believed, eat from the good things which we have provided for you, and be grateful to the deity if it is indeed him that you worship. He has only forbidden to you dead animals, blood, the flesh of swine, and that which has been dedicated to other than the deity. Whosoever is forced, neither desiring nor transgression, there is no sin upon him. Indeed, Allah is forgiving merciful. So what they're saying is, don't eat no swine. But
Mhm.
if you in the middle of the desert and for some reason a motherfucking pig is walking through the desert, I don't. That looks like it's not his natural habitat,
It's really not. That's
but
mainly more
but that's
for
what. But people
vultures.
always want to talk to. But people always do that. Oh shit! What if you about to die and only thing you got left is a pork chop, my nigga?
I don't know what to do. Gotta eat some leaves or something.
Well, see, that's a righteous. That's a good way of thinking about it. But what, like I just read, it says whoever is forced by necessity, meaning like they have to eat,
Mhm.
neither desiring it nor transgressing his limit, there is no sin upon him. Indeed, so it said, if you do, if you're hungry enough to do it. Now, I'm not gonna do it. I mean, I'd rather like, okay, say for instance, you about to die, and they got a pork chop left. That's like a test to the Almighty.
You know what's so funny? It's funny that you say that because that's like my yeah, what holiday was this? No, what holiday was this? I think my aunt and uncle was just barbecuing. I can't remember, but that's like they know I'm Muslim. They
Uh,
know I don't eat pork. Okay, so they made chicken and ribs, and so when I got there, the chicken was sitting inside ribs, and I got pissed because the chicken was touching the ribs and it's pork, and
yeah,
I don't eat pork.
yeah.
So it's like I starved for like 5 hours. I didn't even eat no sides. I didn't even eat nothing
You
because
ain't,
I
you ain't
wanted
even eat the
meat.
side.
I didn't even eat nothing. I waited until I got home. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you already know, and you know I don't eat this. So why would you even do that? Why would you add the chicken to that?
I don't know what be going on because I got a fake auntie. Well, she might as well be my auntie or whatever the case is. But I went over her house and she had her little stuff, but she had some spaghetti. She said, "No, I ain't putting no pork in the spaghetti." I taste that
Oh,
shit. It
you
was
got
motherfucker.
sick.
It was sausages.
You got sick.
I mean, I ain't eat enough to get sick because once I chewed on it, I spit it out. Once I tasted it, but but it's like what we going on in their head. Oh, there ain't nothing wrong with this. God purified it. If He purified whatever, if He did that, and you believe He did that, then go ahead, you eat it. But don't poison. I don't understand why people want to do that to others. Like if I said I want to eat it, then let me live. Like so, right? But it says prohibit to you are dead animals, blood, the flesh of swine, and that which has been dedicated to other than the deity. So basically, what people say about Islam, they say that well, there's a lot more than pigs that you shouldn't eat, and it's kind of it's an incomplete. It's incomplete because it don't tell you like not to eat. I don't know what is a nasty thing. It don't tell you not to eat a gerbil. I don't know. I mean, it'll tell you not to eat a rat. You feel me? You don't say that.
Okay, yeah,
So
that would be
and the thing about it
nasty.
is, I mean, and they might have some Chinese Muslims is like, okay, well, it don't say don't eat no rat. What?
Okay.
What? I'm just saying. I'm just saying
That's
though. Like I'm
funny.
just no. So that's what my teacher used to do when he discussed it with Muslims. He said, well, show me in your book where you can't eat a rat. And then, they'd be like, well, of course you can't eat a rat. But it's like, you don't say it. I mean, that's just an argument that people come with. Like, where is it, where you can't eat a porcupine? And then they say, well, like right here. Like right here. Um, you may not know, but there is a lot of differences. Like, okay, for instance, right here in Leviticus in the Bible, it says, "Nevertheless, these shall ye eat of them that chew the cud, and of them that divide the hoop, as the camel." So it lets us know that we can't eat camels. But then in the Quran, chapter 22 and 36, it says, "The sacrificial camels we have made for you as among the symbols from them is much good for you. Then pronounce the name of God over them as they line up for sacrifice. Then they are down their sides. Eat thereof and feast as the feast as such live in contentment, such as the beg and such as beg with due humility. Thus have we made animals subject to you, that you may be grateful." So this is just a little difference, and I know you don't eat camel. I know that.
You know what? Some things are just not made to be eaten on, okay? Like, for real.
Well, I mean, maybe because you ain't in the
Mm.
Middle East. Maybe if you was like, if you was in Mecca, they'll have some camel hot dogs. Look
Well,
it up for
I
real. Look it up, because when I
do.
looked up eating camels, and
Mhm.
you go you type in eating camels on Google and go click the images, they got camel hot dogs.
Okay.
They eat camels. You know what I'm saying? But we just can't eat camels or whatever. But it tells you. Well, I'm just saying. Okay. Okay, so we just talked about the whole washing up. Okay. Now do Muslims know about the Sabbath? Like, do they keep,
Explain.
or like, okay, your Sabbath is on Friday, so they don't keep
Okay. Okay.
the Saturday. They don't do Saturdays like the
Well,
Christian.
Sunday was more like they teach they teach about the Quran on Sundays. Um, Fridays is Juma.
Okay, so oh man, I don't. Give me one moment. One thing we like to point out about the Quran is that it tells you to keep the Sabbath, which is Saturday. Like the New Testament says to keep the Sabbath, and the Quran says to keep Sabbath. It said in chapter 4 and 47, "O ye people of the book, believe in what we have revealed, confirming what is already with you. For we changed the face and fame of some of you beyond all recognition, and turned them hinwards, will curse them as we curse the Sabbath breakers. For the decision of God must be carried out." So right here, they're cursing the Sabbath breakers. Now they're not talking about Friday; they're talking about the Sabbath breakers, which is the Saturday is the Sabbath. But it says it a lot. I'm gonna read one more. It says in chapter 16 and verse 124, the Sabbath was only made for those who disagreed, but Allah will judge between them on the day of judgment as for their differences. That's not clear. Let me read one that's clear. Chapter 4 and 154. "And for their covenant we raised over them of Mount, and we said, enter the gate with humility, and we commanded them, transgress not in the matter of the Sabbath, and we took from them a solemn covenant." Um, but that's one thing. I wanted to show something more controversial, like sex with a married woman. That's your slave. Let me see this thing that's
Mm-hmm.
going on. Okay. So it said in chapter 4, verse 24, "And all married women except those who your right hand possess, God ordinance to you, and lawful for you, are all women besides those, provided you seek them with your property, taking them in marriage, not committing fornication. Then as those who you profit by, give them the dowries as appointed. There's no blame on you, what you mutually agreed or were appointed therefore." It's right here. Um, it said all married women except so those who your right hand possesses. So you can't mess with none of the married women except the married women that your right hand possesses. I don't even if it's a slave, I don't think. Okay, now Now that's sex with a married woman that's a slave. What do you think about that? I don't think nobody's slaves around here anyway. But if I'm owning slaves and one of and they married, what? What? Uh, so what you think about that though? You think that's you don't know what it,
I don't know what to say about that.
okay. Okay. What about this one? Black faces are evil, white faces are good, according to the Quran. Um, and what? What? I mean, okay. It says right here in chapter 39, verse 60. On the day of judgment, wilt thou those that we I'm gonna read it again. On the day of judgment, wilt thou see those who told lies against the deity? Their faces will be turned black. Is there not in hell an abode for the haughty? So their faces are going to be turned black. Chapter 3 and 106, on the day when some faces turn white and some faces turn black, as of those faces who turn black, did you disbelieve after your believing? Taste therefore the chastisement because you disbelieve. As of those faces are white, they shall be in God's mercy, and in it they shall abide. So black faces will go into hell and chastisement. White faces, you know what I mean? When somebody told me that what it means is that one of your faces start to shine, then other faces start to blacken up. But I mean, what the fuck? Bunch of black niggas, bunch of niggas, man. But then right here it says that God loves Arabs. So that's probably cool, right? He said
At the end of the day,
he
I
loved
believe
everybody.
it. Yeah, and at the end of the day, Arab is black too.
Oh no,
Oh yeah.
Arab means mingle. The word Arab means mingle. It means mixed. That's what
Well,
Arab means.
okay. Well, I'm just saying they're, you know what I'm saying, they have some part take in us too. Because if you ever notice
Uh-huh.
an Arab, there are some that's blacker than us.
I mean, yeah, I mean, at the same time, them the white Arabs they talking about because Muhammad was a white Arab. Oh wait, what? Was he black? What? I mean, was he a white or a black one? I think could be okay. I think he was a white one because and I need to get this information. But he called his black slave raisin heads, and like they always talk positive about white faces and not positive about black. But I know that they're not all white like Europeans because in the Quran it talks about the guilty blue eyed, like people with blue eyes will be guilty or whatever. But right here it said he loves the Arab. Now, we heard about what you think about the Arab slave trade? You heard about it? The Arab slave trade. No, like how they went to Africa and they was like putting them in slavery for like. You hear about that? Like the first African Muslim was Bilal, and he was a slave, but he was like a super slave. Everybody loved him. I need to hear the story for real. Everybody loved him. All right. Let me get to some good stuff. All right. It says not to drink. Right. Let's read it. It says, "Oh, you who believe, intoxicants, gambling, and I don't know what the words are. Al and Nasab and Al Azim are an abomination of Satan's handiwork. So avoid that in order that you may be successful." You agree?
I'm up here trying to, do I agree with the
Intoxicants are Satan's word.
and if what now? And if I don't do it, or if I do it,
In order to avoid intoxicants and gambling, in order that you may be successful. You think we should avoid that?
yeah, but I mean that if you avoided any other kind of way, I mean, you still would be successful. Like it doesn't, it doesn't matter what religion you are.
So you should avoid them. I mean, one thing about it is, according to scriptures, I mean, of course you don't want to get intoxicated. It talks about how your judgment will be off, when you're intoxicated and things of that nature. But
I mean, me personally,
uh-huh.
I do what I do on my own spare time. Ain't nobody business, but I don't be inebriated to the point where I can't, you know what I'm saying, function. I don't do that,
Yeah.
but
Well, that's the wise way of looking at it. But it says you don't touch that at all. That's Satan's handy. I mean, that bottle is Satan's handiwork.
well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm gonna read one more. It said, and they ask you about intoxicants and game of chance. Say, and both of them are a great sin and means a profit for man, and their sin is greater than their profit. And they ask you as to what they should spend. Say, what you can spare. Thus shall the deeds make clear to you the communication that you may ponder. So, hold on, man. I get all the way down here. But the crazy part, I'm gonna tell you, it's about drinks being intoxicant. But right here it says rivers of wine in paradise. Okay,
Mhm.
so it says the description of paradise, which is the whatever that word is, mutaquan, have been promised in that in it are rivers of water, the taste and smell which have not are not changed, rivers of milk in which the taste never changes, rivers of wine, delicious to those who drink, and rivers of clarified honey, clear and pure. Therein is every kind of fruit and forgiveness from their Lord. Now, right here, it says they have rivers of wine in paradise, right?
Mhm.
So, how do you feel about that?
Excited. I mean, let me
But see, the
stop.
thing about it is, it just said that intoxicants are Satan's handiwork. But then when you go to heaven, you gonna. I mean, but one must have told me that the heavenly wine is non-alcoholic. It might. I don't know. If it's, it might
You
be.
know what? You know what? Nobody don't know what's what. Like, I mean, I guess that's what irritates me the most because nobody don't know. Like,
You know.
right? I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, even with the Bible been written over a billion times. Nobody don't know where the actual real Bible. Well, I guess it's white man do. They be on the traveling channel. But anyway,
He don't
nobody
know. That white man
nobody
don't know
don't
shit.
know where the real Bible is at. Like that's why I'm just I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I don't
I say I just heard the dude. That's what he told me.
I don't get it so all of that. Honestly, me as being a Muslim, I just live my life day to day. Honestly, that's all I do.
Well, I'm gonna go to something where it says anything other than Islam will not be accepted. All right, see how you feel about that. Right here it says, and whoso seeketh as religion other than the surrender to God, it will not be accepted to him, and he will be a loser in the hereafter. So if you seek a religion other than the surrender to, then it will not be. If you do anything religion other than that, it will not be accepted. Christian, no, I'm just playing. You are not being accepted. Okay, chapter 3 and 102 says, "Oh, you who believe, be careful your duty to Allah with the care which is due to Him, and do not die unless you are a Muslim." So don't die unless you're a Muslim, right? What? That's what the Quran says, right? But let me show you what it say now. It says, no, you better not. It says anything other than being a Muslim is wrong. You know what I'm saying? But then I keep reading and I find places like chapter 2 and 62 are those who believe in the Quran and those who follow Jewish scriptures and the Christians and the Sabians. Any who believe in God in the last days and work righteousness shall have their reward with their Lord. On them shall be no fear, nor shall they grieve. So now they got a place where they say, well, we're going to let some of y'all get a pass. Those who believe in the Quran, those who follow Jewish scriptures and the Sabians and the Christians, any who believe in God in the last days and work righteousness, on them shall be no fear, nor shall they grieve. This is the two different places where it says that. The others will have the reward. So right here it talks about Christians being friends. But I'm gonna read the one where it says Christians being enemies. Oh, you who believe, do not take Jews and the Christians as allies. They are in fact allies of one another, and whoever is an ally among them, indeed, he is one of them. Indeed, God is not the wrongdoing people. So they calling Christians wrongdoing people, and you shouldn't be friends with them. So that you agree with that, right? Huh?
No, me. You know what? No.
No, but see,
but
this is just one part. This is just one part. They go right here and say, strongest among them, the men and enemy to be believers be those who say we're Jews and pagans. The nearest among them in love and the believers without find those who say we are Christians. So the nearest in love are Christians here. But then the ones you're not supposed to be friends with them, Christian and anything. You know what I mean? I'm just showing. This, like I said, this is my book, and I kind of told you that it was gonna be a little controversial, but I don't. But I'm not. But you. I mean, you see that though? I want me to show it to you in the book. Yeah, this pretty much the same thing. I mean, sometimes. Okay. So we got one place where it says you be friends with Christians, and one place that you don't. So I mean, just whatever. I guess
Y'all listen.
It's not good. I'm gonna erase this one because it's not even a really good one. It said, make trial of orphans until they reach the age of marriage. If they find sound judgment in them, release their property unto them, but consume it not wastefully. The only reason I put that age of marriage thing there, because supposedly the Prophet Muhammad had a 9-year-old wife. Remember Aisha? When he was 53.
Well, I mean, honestly,
you heard about that?
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't matter age-wise because I actually have one of my Muslim sisters is 19. Her goal is 50. So, it really kind of don't matter,
I mean, but I'm saying, but it just, when you talk about the age of marriage, I mean, even right now, they got like in places like Yemen, I mean, because we're in America, I'm not gonna 100% demonize them because they are married to them, and most of the time they stay with each other for a long time, whatever age. So I'm.
They're not married.
Oh, I'm talking about America. I'm just talking.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about. It says, only reason I brought this one up that it didn't mention the age of marriage is because Aisha. I mean, I guess when they get on their period, supposedly they can get married. Yeah, and that's what I mean.
Over in different countries they do different things, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, like this country,
18 and up.
That's this country, yeah. Because I'm thinking in Germany, the age of consent or age of marriage is like 14 or something.
I mean, well, hell, you can be 16 as long as you have a consent to move out your parents' house and and get married too. I mean, honestly, you can. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't.
Yeah, so that's why I wasn't even about to mention that one because it was just like, Okay, let me. So really, I just really just want to get your opinion as you see these different things. What do you think about the stuff I wrote down in my book and things of that nature? What do you think about it?
Interesting.
Is it interesting?
A lot to think
A
about.
lot to think about. Did you anything that I pointed out that you may not have known or anything that you know?
I mean, everything. Well, certain stuff, but mainly like everything that you kind of said, I kind of already know.
Really?
I just don't want to really touch on.
Really?
Yeah.
Cause you be faking like you don't know stuff though. Then why you just want to play that ignorant card with me? I'm trying to. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Well, I'm gonna end it off with this. In Surah 4 157, they said we killed Christ Jesus, the Son of Mary, the messenger of the deity, but they killed him not, nor crucified him. But so was made appear to them. To those who differ therein are full doubters, with no certain knowledge, but only conjecture to follow. For if it killed him not, so they said that they didn't kill Christ and he wasn't crucified.
Mm,
So
mm, Prophet.
he's a prophet, but he wasn't killed on the cross. He's not God's son, and he wasn't crucified. Pretty much.
Mm, mm.
That's wait. So you know that part? They said they didn't crucify him, nor did they kill him. They didn't even kill him.
Well, no,
What happened to him?
that was my first time hearing that. But as much as I
Okay.
know of him, you know what I'm saying, he was, he was a prophet. He wasn't like I said, I'm Catholic before, so when you pray and you do the sign of the cross, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, you know what I'm saying? So,
So what really got you up out of Catholicism?
mm, honestly,
Was it just you grew up in it, and then like once you got
you know what? When I was younger, I used to go to a Catholic school. I was very Catholic. My mother was, you know, I was baptized Catholic, where they take the holy water and they actually, no, I'm sorry, I lied. They take the holy water and they pour it over your head when they say, I anoint you with, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So that's what they did. And that's when I, became Catholic as a kid. And I guess as time went on, not so much of me hearing things about what the Pope did and stuff like that. Honestly, Catholic is boring. I'm sorry.
would they be there?
It's just like, yes, I am not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It used to be so boring for me. Like, it's like, don't get me wrong, I love opera, but just that kind of stuff, I couldn't get with it. And I think as I got older,
Your spirit wasn't on that.
it really kind of wasn't
Ain't no spirit in. I don't think it was a spirit
no,
in
no,
there.
but I did go to. I used see the Catholic church I went to was an all white Catholic church.
They
So
had
that's
they
why I
had them
grew up
big
in.
statues.
Yeah.
Did people bow and was praying to them statues?
No, you crown to the cross that would be behind the Father. The Father was the priest,
Okay.
But we were praying, on the
No,
cross,
because
and
I thought they be like,
Jesus would be hanging on the cross with the thorn on his, head, and but no, we wasn't praying to the statues and stuff
no,
across
because
the.
see, because how I got to understand it was that you pray to the saints, and then the saints pray to Christ, and then Christ pray to the Father. I don't know.
No, that's not how it went.
So they ain't pray to them saint statues or none of them
No,
saints. Okay,
no.
see,
And then I went to a black Catholic church. I mean, it
after the
was
white one,
as I got older.
because you can't deal with this.
I couldn't deal
Cause
with
they ain't got
that.
no spirit. They motherfuckers walking around there. The white motherfuckers walking around there. They ain't got no
It was
spirit. They ain't got no
boring.
rhythm. They ain't got no spirit. You
Well,
already
what?
know.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I went to a black one. I went to a Puerto Rican one over on the west side, like because the church I went to, we had like a little youth thing, so we would travel states and stuff like that. And I was traveling states, and we would actually churches, all races, come. Like the last place we went to was Chicago, and we was at the Hyatt, and we all, we kicked it like Puerto Ricans, Black Catholic Church, and then sometimes we'll go visit their church. So I enjoyed all of that, but then, like I said, as I got older, I just couldn't deal with it. So then I ended up becoming Baptist. I ended up being baptized at what church? I don't know. Listen to my mother. This is when the word church just really like
Hmm.
started. Listen to my mother. She felt like the was like Jim. You know who Jim Jones is?
I mean, he eat motherfuckers or something.
That's Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh,
Jim
Jim.
Jones. Jim
I don't know.
Jones
My
was
bad.
the white pastor
Oh
that
yeah,
would
the drink the
lie,
Kool Aid.
yeah, and
Okay.
took everybody to an island. Yeah, my mother felt like the usher. was like that church was like Jim Jones, but I guess as the congregation grew, with her it was something different. But it just felt like that wasn't for me. So I just said, screw it. And I know who, what I'm saying. I know who to pray to, you know, and I left it like that. I think what really got me, hold on, let me reverse. When I was younger, I went to Muslim school. Practically everybody in my family, besides my mother, but in my family are Muslim, especially my family down south. They're Muslim. So I know a little bit here and there about Islam. And then by me going to school, I know about the Islam too. So anyway, fast forward, I got um I got caught up in a situation 2015. And I got caught up in a situation in 2015 where I had to go. Well, I was on trial actually. I was on trial and I had to go to an arraignment of like me and 16 other people, and then half of the people was already in jail. They called them and stuff like this checkpoint. So I was praying then, and I'm asking God. I'm like, I don't know which way to go. Like, I mean, I just didn't know what to do. So, um, the lady that I called my mom, we used to work together. You know what I'm saying? And I was always close to her anyway because she reminded me of my aunt. She's just a lighter version of my aunt. She's the same size, same height. Just she's like him on the chocolate.
I wanna inject something real quick in. Um. Uh. Hopefully in the near future we're gonna be discussing a little bit because of course I discussed this with you, but I want to discuss the different Torah laws. Different laws with you as well, just so you can see maybe something you might not be familiar with,
Hmm.
but just so you can see, you know, just see how it is, to see our laws and how we
Hmm.
conduct ourselves, and the wisdom of the Torah too. Just so I know you are getting to the Quran and learning about that. But as I said, as you can see, I showed you a little couple of differences. So I want you to really, just check out and know the laws of the Torah, just in case. I think that it would help you out too. I think that it would help you have more discernment, just to have
Hmm.
that wisdom, have more discernment on what in everything that you do. But my bad for cutting you off.
Um, yeah.
What?
So,
What? What?
that is so. When the time came, when the time actually came for me, I ended up taking my shahada.
Wait, how did that happen though? I
It
mean,
ended up well, okay. It happened where her son, like I said, me and her, I've been knowing her for a while. So was talking to me about he wanted to marry a, Muslim woman and all this kind of stuff, and he wanted to do this, do that, whatever. Make a long story short. And I'm like, oh, okay. At first, I was doing it because of him, but then that's when I stepped back and I thought about the whole situation. I said, I'm really doing this for myself. I'm not doing this for him because I've always wanted to become, you know what I'm saying, become one. It was never no problem. So yeah, that's how I ended up I took my Shahada actually February, what was it? At the hospital. So yeah, I took my Shahada February 14th of this year.
But see, what is a shahada? Shahada, like,
Basically, it's the same thing of like being baptized
but what do you
or
do? You just they pray on you. I mean, we just
the imam, well, the way they did mine, um, one of the imams got on the phone and and I repeated after him, you know,
okay.
because I
I
knew
mean, it
that
was
was about to be
probably
your next
no, it was
question.
probably no, it was probably one something in the Quran, but you just have to recite.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's just like something deep, like I pledge my.
Yes, and basically, and I had to, write because we always start with the right.
Uh-huh.
So I had to, my right index finger and I had to hold it up and I recited everything back for what he said to me. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, that's what's up. I mean, I ain't know what a shahada was. I ain't know that's a prayer. I've just heard about wudu now. So you gotta do wudu. I know that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning a little bit too.
Oh, and Gusha.
What's gusha?
Gusha is when a female
Uh-huh,
uses the restroom.
uh-huh.
They have to take normally they have Gusha bottles, but normally we take like the water bottle. But every time you use the restroom, because Indians do it too. Normally, I used to catch my coworker. She used to have a cup of water, and she used to pour it between your private parts. With it, we take the water bottle and we squirt. I
Okay,
mean, and we do wipe ourselves behind too, after we
okay.
use the
Well, that
restroom.
might be something positive. Keep that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, all right. You know, well, that was a great discussion. I've definitely appreciated it. And all I want to do is give praise to y'all, and I appreciate all my brothers and sisters, whoever wanted to check me out, even if it was just for 2 minutes to see, because there wasn't a lot of people. I don't never really tell nobody I get online anyway. They usually check it. They usually check it later or whatever. But hopefully, when you rolling somewhere, you ride, you can just listen to the conversation or whatever, and learn something new. I know I definitely learned something new. But I want to say peace and shalom. Praise the mighty Yah.